Bahaweep Grana, Weep Nitty Pong, I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to this week's Transformers Earth Wars news stream. I was too busy watching you guys in the chat, I almost forgot what time it was. So, welcome to everybody. Super VH is here. Rafael Correa, Void Edits, Altabot Phil, Razorquake 46. Let's see, Stan Tarvin, Ditto, Wolfman, Joey Johnson, Luca the Cool Bird, and more people joining us as we come on. LJ the Y Problem, Robot Girl, Lancelot Robinson. Welcome. Some new names I see there. Welcome, and plenty of older faces. Welcome back. We're here. Unfortunately, last week I fell ill. I had some kind of a weird bug, and I just wasn't able to stream. But we're back today. We're feeling fine, and we're going to talk about this weekend's event. Talk about what happened last weekend. And I got some crystals to crack. And let's just go ahead and get to it. So we'll start with this weekend's event is called Crisis of Command. And take part in this weekend event to win up to 6 of those 500,000 Troop XP items, 20 million Energon and Alloy, 30,000 Premium Shards, 7,500 3-star shards, 2,500 4-star shards, 1 G Metal, and 10 Gold Power Cores, 300,000 Spark, and not listed because most people don't care anymore, a War for Cybertron Skin Core. This is an individual event. Starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time. It's one big prize list and Super XP throughout the event. Don't have to be in an alliance, but you do have to be headquarters level 4. Hit the yellow event button, pick your zone, win the battle, collect the points, and collect the prizes. And the event battle zones are the standard battle zones. And here is a list of the prizes. We'll flip through them. And you'll find most of the prizes are going to be within about 10,000 points. Beyond that is where you're going to find your power cores and some total spark crystals and some of the spark. But most of the good stuff like the crystal shards and things like that are going to be, you'll have all that by the time you hit 10,000, which is a pretty easy event. So really the going up to 35,000 is... it's there so you can continue to get the XP and still have some rewards along the way if you happen to want to play that much. Otherwise, make it an easy weekend. Score your 10,000 points, set it aside, and relax or something. It's totally up to you. And if you're not familiar with the total spark crystals, there you go. Equal chance at 5,000, 7,500, and 10,000 of each of the 3 different types of spark. We also learned this week it's the beginning of the new saga, or at least the beginning of this first half of the saga, because they stretched 2 months now. And so this Cyber Pass, the skins at the end, are G2 Air Raid and G2 Blastoff as pictured. And you saw them already on the thumbnail. And if you got the newsletter, you saw that, or if you've even played the game today, the Cyber Pass is available for you to go start doing those quests, and I'm sure you saw those skins available for you. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. I dig them. Nice color schemes, not too crazy, but then again, if you've been watching this for a while, I'm a fan of the crazy colors. So yeah, very cool. And we did also get news. A lot of people have been wondering, when is that event for the 4-star Fortress Maximus and Scorponok coming? Well, they're saying it's coming this month in, 2 weeks from this weekend. So February 17th to the 20th. The Alliance, who scores 1.75 million, will earn the 4-star Fortress Maximus and Scorponok part. If your alliance can't quite score that, well, then just save your 4-star shards like I've been doing, because it will be available for purchase in probably another 2 or 3 months after that. So, yeah. So there you go. So the 4-star Fort Max and Scorponok are coming because if you're like me, you probably haven't been using these guys too much, because it's better off using your 4-star Metroplex or Triptychon if you happen to have that. But then again, if you don't have it, it's a 3-star or 3-star, then maybe you are using these guys. But I've got the 4-star Metroplex, so that's the one I keep deployed at the moment. But yeah, so if you don't think your alliance can score 1.75 million here in a couple of weeks, you can either jump over to another alliance who will. They usually will have some coordination in the Transformers Discord server where you can say, hey, if you want to go for this, come join this alliance. Or just save your 4-star shards. Maybe don't get any 4-star crystals for a while. And considering how fast the 4-star shards have been coming lately, it doesn't take too long to save up. If you start saving now, it's a pretty good chance you might actually have enough by the time it comes out. Because, like I said, it's going to be, I'd say, at least 2 to 3 months before it's available from shards. Next up, they also talked about the new combat bots, which we will be getting here in, I think, 3 weeks. I think it's going to be the week after the Titan 4-star part. And the first up for Autobots is Big Daddy, who did have a Micromaster released in the War for Cybertron line. I don't remember if it's Earthrise or Siege, but it is one of them. It went by the name Daddy-O there. But they didn't use that model. They used, he had a toy back in, I don't know, one of the Unicron trilogy times, I think. And that's the model they chose. Honestly, that's a cooler look for him. But I don't have that figure. You're going to be seeing the Micromaster version. But Big Daddy is a lot of butt in one small package. The unique and dense structure of his armor plating's molecules makes his mass far greater than that of a normal combat bot. When he plants his feet, he stays planted. And in vehicle mode, tends to drive through obstacles rather than around them. Stubborn only barely describes him. And so doesn't quite match the model there, but there's his little Micromaster. Like I said, went by Daddy-O, but they just couldn't call him Big Daddy for some reason. But apparently they were able to use the name for the game. And he is paired with Groundhog. Groundhog was forged greedy, forever on the lookout for scrap and salvage to repurpose and reimagine. Often what he covets is still attached to its soon-to-be former host body. Innovative and improvisational, Groundhog can whip up a gadget from raw materials in seconds. His vehicle mode is customized to the max. Now, this is using the War for Cybertron Micromaster mode. There he is. Groundhog. He's a blue car, and just like what he just like what he's showing there with the yellow body, and he was paired with Road Burner, I believe. They were available in a set as all the Micromasters came as a set. They had two bots, so we had Road Burner already in the game, and we got Groundhog now, just like Daddy-O was paired with Trip Up again, who we also have in the game. So. Cool. No word on what their abilities are yet, but there you go. There's a first look at them and their bios. And oh my gosh, I did not even think of this, but yes, it's Groundhog Day today. Mind blown. That's actually. That's perfect. If they did that on purpose, props to them. If not, that's a wonderful coincidence. I did not even cross my mind. I even shared a meme about Florida doesn't even use groundhogs. We use like Gary the Gator or something. He saw his shadow, and we got 6 more weeks of Florida. Credit to Bert the Stormtrooper for finding that one. But anyway, so yeah, that didn't even cross my mind. So yeah, well done. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, so we also got a first look at the new bots that are going to be coming in this saga. Now these guys are about 7 or 8 weeks away because we're doing the combat bots. Every 4 weeks we get a combat bot, then we get a new bot. So we saw the combat bots. Up next, it's Brawn. Finally. Brawn is amazingly strong for his size and almost indestructible, except for that little issue with his shoulder. Often he plays on a foe's misconception of his might to get up close and personal enough in combat to make that brute force work to its full advantage. Sometimes, though, he overcompensates for his lack of vertical stature and makes rash and reckless decisions that land him in deep trouble, and is dismissive of less battle-hardened bots like Perceptor. Brawn is an expert in demolitions, whether it's buildings or Decepticons. And so I do have this guy. This is the Titans Return, I believe. Might have been Power of the Primes. It was one of those guys. That's I think the last time we got a Brawn figure, and that is what we're seeing this model after. So we did actually get a look at his alt mode. It's a little weird that they put his little because he comes with a little piece. It's like a shield piece here. That they put it on the top, but it's really actually goes more in like on his bed. But hey, if that's where they want to put it, that's cool. So there he is. And apparently, some people were complaining about the colors being a little too metallic and muted. So they've also throughout looks like they may be changing the colors to better match the actual toy and the classic look of Brawn. So there you go. I mean, so if you look up in the corner up there, you can see it's pretty much the scale right below. And yeah, that's like exactly what he is. So totally based on this toy. So next up, we've got his counterpart, Full Tilt. Full Tilt is as driven as his name suggests. He's often seen by other Decepticons as barely a bot in his own right, but rather an adjunct to the occasional Titan. So he strives ceaselessly to carve out a niche of his own. Resentful, angry, he's nevertheless very good at what he does, which is to flatten and pulverize anything in his way. In fact, he possesses Titan level strength and tank like durability, but just can't get past what others think of him. And we also did get a alt mode of him, and that this guy is based on Full Tilt, who came with the Titan class Trypticon. He is Trypticon's chest minion, if you're familiar with that term. He basically turns into that car that forms Trypticon's chest. So there he is. If you happen to have Trypticon and yours doesn't look like this, that's because mine has Toy Hacks labels on it. I haven't Toy Hacked Trypticon himself yet, but I got him on. But I did get him on Full Tilt. So he's basically a deluxe class figure. It's a lot easier to do, less time consuming anyway, to do Toy Hacks on a deluxe class figure than it is on a Titan. Believe me, Titans will take you all day or the better part of 2 days. But they do look really good. I've done. I did the arc a little while back, and I did the Titan class Predaking during New Year's Eve and New Year's Day one year, and it takes a good 12 hours or so to put all this, especially if you got tiny little windows. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So yeah, okay. So that was pretty much it for the new bots. Again, no further information about what class they're going to be or what their ability is going to be. That all will be revealed over the coming weeks. Probably not next week for the bots anyway. So it might be a good month before we see any more of that. All right, so community corner time, and as we've been doing recently, we're going to be heading over to our stream submissions channel in Discord because it's not. I'm not having quite the performance issues with Discord up during streaming as I have been, and excuse me, and honestly, it's a lot of work taking you guys pictures into slides. So. We're starting off with Razor Quake 46. This dude is on the ball. About as soon as I post up this thread, he's already got 85 pictures in here. I exaggerate, but we're starting off with the look at Chrome Dome, and we got animated Bumblebee there. So very cool, very cool. And along with animated Bumblebee, they did redeco that same toy into basically like a Waspinator, but they call him Wasp because he hadn't quite Waspinatored out. So there is animated Wasp, so very cool. And we've got a new original design for RC. I like it. I like the classic car look with the pink for RC. I like that. I would totally buy an RC toy with that. Very cool. Next up, we've got Alternator's Hot Rod. Yes, that's actually pretty cool. I've got the Alternator's Hot Rod. I found him on sale one time during a Black Friday. I don't think it was last year. It might have been the year before that. I haven't opened him up yet, just because I haven't got around to it. But I have him because I got to have a Hot Rod. And but yeah, that's a good look for it. I like it. And we've got Tracer. Not real familiar with Tracer. It sounds familiar, but I can't say that I have a lot of knowledge about it. But car looks cool anyway. And there is the one and only truck mode model he has available to him to make a Huffer. It's very cool. It works. And of course, anytime you see Huffer, you got to see Pipes. They're basically the same guy. Or basically the same truck model anyway. And we've got Grand Galvatron, who's going by Cupid's Revenge now. It's hard to keep track of you guys sometimes when you change your names. So we've got Alana and Sea Spray together. Very cool. I like that we did like that you used the fabric that you use. It's like water because they're on the water planet and boats and stuff like that. So very cool. And what was this you said? Want to embroider the rumble tree. Oh yes, that was so funny where he was having trouble and he was shapeless, so they said, quick, you need to think about a tree to turn him into a tree. That was pretty funny. And is that Springer I see there? Looks like we got a Springer in work there, so that's pretty cool. And Prime and Duncan showing off some art skills. Got a rough attempt at Velcro's head. Very cool. Slight inspirations from Valkyries. And Razorquake back at it with a version of Wheelie. I regretted every second of this, he says. Kind of looks like, I can't remember the guy's name from Cars. Was it Luigi? No, or was it the or was Luigi the one guy? He was. I can't remember the guy's name. The little forklift dude from Cars. It kind of looks like that. And animated Ratchet. Yeah, that's a well done version of animated Ratchet. There. And animated Lockdown. I dig that. That's a cool look for a Lockdown. Guido, you guys are saying. Guido, thank you. Thank you. And PB2, our resident Minecraft builder, gives us a nice build of Hound. I believe this is Hound Vamp, actually. You can tell because of the big wheels on his shoulders there. And Belawuga got a Slug versus Scorn Part 2. Looks like Slug that got the better of that battle. And there's Full Tilt in Minecraft. Cool. And we've also got the filling out the G2 aerial bots. You can see Silverbolt there next to Air Raid, who is now on the list. And we've also got the Combaticon, Swindle and Brawl, now have a buddy in Blastoff. And here is, I believe this is that in progress work on that Rumble. So very, very cool. Dig it. Look forward to seeing that when that's done. Your art in I guess that's Needlepoint is really quite amazing. I'm always impressed by that. So well done. Thank you to everybody who put in their submissions. Oh, one more thing I wanted to do before we go. No, that wasn't it. I'm trying to find it. I wanted to, didn't get it in the submissions, but I wanted to give a shout out to Rafael Correa, who, with this nice concept of Sentius Nobilius, this picture also, again, congratulations, made it into the newsletter because they do share community art in the newsletter, and this is one of the ones that made it. And really do thank you for sharing it also with the. I'm sorry, it's cut off a little bit there. So thank you for sharing it also in the our Discord too. And that's going to do it for the presentation. Just a reminder, if you happen to be watching somewhere other than YouTube, the channel's at youtube.com/engineerhoist. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter for infrequent behind-the-scenes content at engineerhoist. And let's throw some credits up there. Thank you to everybody who provides support, the channel members there, and also to the moderators who help out in Discord and here in the chat. And I want to say thank you to everybody who attends the chat and is in the Discord, because you guys are very well behaved and you make it pretty easy for me and the moderators most of the time. There's a few bad actors here and there that show up, but most of the time you guys are awesome. And so with that, so let's go ahead and check out a group shot of the new bots. Yeah, Big Daddy Yo. He falls over quite a bit. So there we go. So Groundhog Day, Daddy O, Big Daddy, and Braun and Full Tilt. These are the new bots coming in this saga. Not pictured is the 4-star Fortress Maximus and Scorponok, because you would only be able to see like their toe. so yeah, there we go. I think it's time to crack some crystals. So I've got 140 crystals. These are the crystals that have collected over the past 2 events, including the VIP rewards that came out today. If you haven't been in the game, the VIP and even the monthly rewards is there for you to collect. So we've got that. We've got some crystals from the last event, which I believe was where all these combiner crystals are. That's going to be Dupe City, and got 60 premium crystals. I decided to get a batch of 10 Decepticons too, because why not? And congratulations to our alliance, and well done for actually hitting the 250,000 to get the 3-star Roadbuster crystal. So we've got that to crack tonight too. So I'm pretty excited about that, because I think that's the first time we've pulled that off since we had the endurance event. Oh, and I almost forgot. I've got 5,000 5-star shards, so we'll be getting a 5-star crystal tonight too. But let's get through all the rest of these first. We got some power core chips. So we got a couple XP. These must have been from the Cyber Pass that I never grabbed. And yeah, because these are the skins. So this is the Shatterglass Blaster and Soundwave skins. A couple of G Metal chips here. What goodness did we get? Ray boosters. Okay, I think I could use that. And yeah, Incendiary. I think I'm pretty set on my mortars, but I'll give it a double check. And we got some gold chips here. Go ahead and crack these. Yeah, don't really need that because I got G metals on my beam lasers. It's nice when you get a good collection of G metal cores, because then as you crack these gold chips, you can think food. Particularly on the buildings, it's really easy. Oh, the flak jacket has always been food. And yeah, guided missiles. I did finally get a G metal one of these a while back, but I'm still. Took forever to get one though. And more food. And I'm not sure what this chest is. I think that might be a dispatch mission that I grabbed. Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab this Decepticon 3-star crystal. Oh, it's a new one! Woohoo! It is Celagon. Celagon. That's how you say it. It doesn't sound how it looks, but that's how you say it. And let's do these combat chips. Super VH is asking food. What about drink? Well, if you're thirsty, you got to go over to McAdam's old oil house. You only get food from the space bridge. McAdam has the drink. It just occurred to me what you're doing here with repeating this message here. Because it's Groundhog Day and it's coming back around like the movie. Either that or you've got some kind of a bot stuck. And if it's none of those, we might just have to smite you for spamming. Oh boy. You think we can get Earthspark characters in the game or not? Probably not. I think they're mostly sticking to like the G1 universe. I know they're bringing in a few from outside of that. But like if you notice things like Bulkhead was he made its way in because he showed up in Legacy. Legacy will and them bringing in bots from other universes into the Legacy line will open up doors for other characters to show up in the game because they're kind of being G1ified, much to many people's chagrin. But that is how the I think we'll be seeing bots from other universes finding their way in, like Bulkhead. And along with that, he'll bring along other bots like Breakdown, who is in his Transformers Prime actual form. So Armada Megatron, you're going to say is in here, but that was a Combiner Wars toy. So similarly, a kind of a mainline toy was made of that character from that universe, so that made it into the game. So same kind of deal like how Bulkhead happened, and Knockout even same thing. We got a version of him in Legacy, and now we see him in the game. So you could see other characters from other universes. Like basically look to if you want to see who's coming. I would say anybody from G1 is fair game. Otherwise, look to the toy line. Look to the main line toy line. So it was the Generations toy line. It was War for Cybertron for a while, Siege, Earthrise Kingdom. Now it's Legacy and Legacy Evolution. So look to those lines. New bots coming up are the ones that are most likely to make it in here. Because remember, as much as this game is, the reason Hasbro allows it is because it helps sell the toys. The game has definitely inspired me to get some toys like Star Saber. And ooh, look at that! There's a duplicate 4-star Grimmy. That's cool. And we got a gold Grimmy crown. Don't think we really need it, but
Optimus Prime.
do I celebrate Groundhog Day? I live in Florida, dude.
Optimus
There's no concept of winter here. Winter for us lasts like a week.
Optimus Prime. Prowl. Ironhide.
So I guess that would be no, we don't celebrate it. The other reason I don't celebrate it is I have no idea how to spell Poxitani.
Now, reach the whirlwind. Attack! Attack! Now,
I don't believe you.
the whirlwind.
You're probably right, but I mean, I do believe you. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's go ahead and crack these. We're more likely to get a new Decepticon, although still pretty unlikely. So let's go ahead and run through the Autobot crystals first. Then we'll do the Decepticon premiums, welcome Roadbuster, and then go decide which 5-star batch I want to choose from. So that's the thing, because we just finished the last 5-star batch with man, I can't even remember what was Strafe and 6-Gun and all those guys. So now we got to think about
Now, reap the whirlwind.
think about what new batch to go after. Do we go after the new batch? Do we go for one of the legacies? What do you guys think? What batch do you think I should go for? I'm kind of leaning towards the new batch. Honestly, I don't think there's really any of them out there left that are kind of like a can't miss for the entire batch. But I kind of like the new batch. Oktar says going for the new one. Joey Johnson says go for the new batch. Yeah, I had my eye on Twin Twist. I got my eye kind of on Blur. Since getting that 4-star Blur not too long ago, I have used. He's only just barely scratched like level 40. I think he might have hit 50 now, but I've used him a few times and he's pretty awesome. So that 5-star Blur is actually I've kind of got my eye on that. Let's see, who else is in there? His name is Slingshot is the name I was trying to think of. I kept thinking Slipstream, and I knew that wasn't right. Slingshot. Slingshot's pretty decent. I like Slingshot. I've been using Slingshot a fair amount. We got Ironhide in there, who's probably the least exciting. And can't even remember the next one. Blur, Twin Twist, Slingshot, Ironhide. Oh, can't remember. You guys are going to remind me. I know you will. You're already typing it.
Joe!
Grimlock.
Well, anyway, I'm not super excited about that one. Clearly. A Hound is the one that I couldn't remember. So actually I am. Hound would be good. Hound would be good. Really, the only out of the new batch, the only one wouldn't be super excited about would be Ironhide, and he'll probably be the one I get. I remembered it just as your comment came up.
Roll out.
You know what's funny is I was reading Raphael's question here, and I saw the H in Hoist, and that triggered Hound. So it says, I have a question, but first guessing, Hoist is your favorite Autobot character? No, Hot Rod is. Hot Rod's my favorite character. Hoist is just the name I go by because when I was choosing a name to represent myself on the internet, I figured there'd be a bunch of Hot Rods and Rodimuses, and I was right. And Hoist is just kind of like, he's like a spirit animal, but a bot. Because his bio in the Spotlight Hoist comic, basically when he described himself, that basically described me as well. Mid-ranking maintenance engineer, takes each day as it comes.
Now,
There it is. I was waiting for that to show up.
deploy.
Allegedly, they're supposed to be reworking Bludgeon and Ironhide. Still don't want them. Leaking lubricants.
Ironhide. Cliff Jumper.
All right, so there we go. As expected, it was Dupe World from those crystals. Let's see if we can do any better with the Decepticons. We getting any new ones today? I mean, other than the 3-star Coelacanth, which we got out of that 3-star crystal. Or no, that's the name of the Coelagon. Coelacanth is the fish it's named based after. Hot Rod doesn't kill Prime. Prime kills Prime. Specifically, his monologuing. If he'd have just shot Megatron and got it over with, he'd be alive today. I mean, he's alive today anyway because Prime can't stay dead. And yeah, it was Dupe City over there on the Decepticon side as well. So there we go. 3, 2, 1. Who can it be? Roadbuster. Yeah, he's still here. I haven't put him back on the shelf yet. All right, so there we go. So still don't have top spin. Time to go and make our decision. Now, see, I would have. I was so close to a 5-star crystal. I was like 60 away. But before earlier today, and then when we got the VIP rewards, we had those what do they call them, old school, new school crystals. It gives you shards, and I totally forgot that was going to happen. But I figured even if that didn't happen, or if I didn't get a duplicate 4-star, which I did, I was just going to grab one of these 4-star crystals because, as you can see, I've got plenty of 4-star shards. Because I've been saving for that 4-star Fort Max. But I think I got enough to spare for one, which almost certainly would have been a dupe to give you the 5-star crystal. But as it turns out, I did get enough 5-star shards from those school crystals, and I did also get a duplicate from 4-star. So we're going to go ahead and Ironhide, Hound, Blur, Twin Twist, Slingshot. It's going to be one of them. And there's a couple 3-star crystals. I'll save those for the next time. And Super VH asked for it. Oh, come on, we got to run that back again because it glitched. Thank you, Shia. There we go. It's Ironhide. No, it's Slingshot. Cool. Not my first choice, but he's good. I'm happy with it. Oh, we've got story from Roadbuster. Okay, that was fun. What's next? What do you mean, Roadbuster? I mean, sure, rousting that entrenched Decepticon cell was certainly entertaining, but what's next is some well-deserved R&R. W&R, surely, as in wreck and rule. Nah, R&R is in rest and relaxation. It's time to put the safety catch on and cool our barrels. Thing is, Topspin, I don't really do downtime. I'm permanently locked and loaded. Inactivity, drives me nuts. I get twitchy. We know. You're in your element on the battlefield. Combat is your default setting. But you gotta learn to switch off. I've tried, Twin Twist. I really have. But when you're armed to the teeth as a matter of course, it's hard. Look, for what it's worth, you're an inspiration to me. To all of us, a natural leader. But part of that is leading by example. The example being grab what unwind time you can. What you need is a hobby. A hobby? My hobby is warfare. The more down and dirty, the better. That's it. Find me another ground assault, fast. There may be some trouble ahead. Oh, we've got a Coelagon story too. Well, you've been around as long as I have. Here it comes. Brace yourselves. You get to understand it's all happened before and it'll happen again. What? Don't engage, Spinister. Trust me, it'll only encourage Silgon. So what we do here and do in the here and now don't amount to a hill of lug nuts. Fate. We're all locked into its inexorable cycle. Come again? Are you saying we might as well not bother because everything's predestined? That's crazy. You're just digging yourself deeper, Drillhorn. Walk away. You can't run from destiny. It's a predator, and it's breathing down all your necks. Seriously, Sea Phantom, how do you put up with this? We've barely known Celagon for 5 astro minutes, and already I want to reduce him to a puddle of reconstituted metal. But you won't, Acid Storm, because that would take self-determination, and we have none. Rawr! You learn, over time, that Celagon here likes to dispense his pearls of quote-unquote wisdom. Just cut off his oxygen and you'll be fine. Cut off more than his oxygen in a minute. I could go on all night. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's crazy. Oh, let's see. What are you guys saying? Slingshot and Silverbolt as a combo is deadly. Cool. I don't think I've ever had them on the same team. That Slingshot might be good. We'll know once Space Ape settles on an ability for him. Wonder who the Autobot counterpart of Scylla will be. Maybe Scylla. She did switch sides in one storyline. I'm not familiar with that storyline, but I would say being a combiner part, it would be unlikely. But then again, if they are going to include Impactor as part of the combiner, the record combiner, then maybe. I don't have Scylla, but I do have Tentakill. Basically, same deal, different colors. So I suppose it would be a question of, are they going to include an existing wrecker in there, because they've been pairing a wrecker with a Seacon. So are we going to, do we already have all the 5 wreckers, or are we going to be bringing in yet a new wrecker to pair with that bot? I can see what you guys are saying here with Paddles, because, the whole C angle or whatever. Well, Paddles is a Dino bot, not a wrecker. So will we ever get Paddles? I wouldn't say never, but I'd say highly unlikely, but certainly wouldn't be now as part of a wrecker. Oh, let's see. What other wreckers are out there? Let's see. There's Rack and Ruin. Would they do that? Do they even have an alt mode? There's got to be other wreckers out there that I'm not thinking of. We've already got Topspin, Twin Twist, Scoop. Could we bringing in Scoop? Scoop was a wrecker. At least in the IDW comics, he was. I think he was. Yeah, he was a wrecker for a while. He's like that orange front end loader, like Scrapper. Scoop, I think, was a wrecker, and he was a combiner, because during the whole Combiner Wars thing, he kind of got kidnapped or persuaded to join the Decepticons. And he basically, after Scrapper died, Scoop actually took Scrapper's spot in Devastator as his leg. Scoop would be a good one. They're clearly not doing that this time, because Full Tilt and Brawn, neither of them have anything to do with that combiner. So we've got at least I'd say we've got at least 2 more months to speculate. I mean, they could do Impactor. Impactor was the torso of the Ruination Combiner in the Fall of Cybertron toy, and he was a limb in the Wreckage Combiner in the Transformers Collector Club. In fact, the Impactor we have in the game is based on that toy from the Collectors Club, who was a limb in the Combiner Wreckage. It was not really a Wreckers because you had Toxitron as the torso, you had Impactor, and you had Counterpunch, and you had Fractal, and who was it? Blue Streak, I think, were the limbs. So, not exactly Wreckers directly, but Leadfoot. See, we're seeing other Wreckers that we haven't seen. Leadfoot, yeah. Scoop, there it is. Nice. Yeah, Leadfoot because and it would be, and we did just get the Leadfoot toy in that Wreck and Rule line. That's probably more likely than Scoop. Let's see. There's what, Iron Fist, or also went by Physitron. We got a toy of him in the Fall of Cybertron as well. For actually the Collector Club, but he was in that mold. He was like a redecorated Roadbuster, but not likely. Let's see. Are they calling Rotor Storm a Wrecker? I didn't think it to check in the collections. Do they have him as a Wreckers? No, it doesn't look like they've updated it. They don't even have Impactor as a Wrecker. They don't have any of the new bots as Wreckers. There'll probably be a whole separate section like, combining Wreckers or something like that. But Rotor Storm was in the Wreckers. Last stand of the Wreckers, Rotor Storm was he was basically a rookie Wrecker. He was there also with Pyro. That would be a cool one, but we haven't seen a toy of him in forever. Rotor Storm's already in the game, so and they're already likely to have Whirl in there. We're not going to have two helicopters. But it's interesting because we got Whirl, we got Roadbuster, we got Topspin, we got Twin Twist. Those are the four limbs of the Ruination Combiner in Fall of Cybertron with Impactor as the torso. That's very. I mean, that clearly the Fall of Cybertron did not use the models that we have in the game, so it's not going to look anything like that. But that's what they did. So could they use Impactor as a torso? It'd be interesting to see. Braun does sound like he'd be a wrecker, but he's not. Tarantulas busting out of Roadbuster's head still creeps me out. Yeah. I did. I made. It was kind of funny because I know what you're talking about. That was what was the Sins of the Wreckers, I think it was, the comic book. And so yeah, that same month, Kaon of the DJD, he had his head blown off too. So actually, if you go look on my Instagram at Engineer Hoist, and scroll back a little ways, I'm pretty sure I put it up there. There's a picture of my Kaon and Roadbuster toys missing their heads because I had just gotten those figures, I think, fairly recently, and the comics came out in that same month, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy. So. Just add Scylla with a non-combiner bot. It's possible. It's possible. They don't. they try not to do that because what happens is, if they say Impactor is part of the record combiner, but then Scylla is going to be part of that, you're going to have the Decepticon players saying, yeah, but all the Autobots, they've had Impactor forever. Everybody's already got Impactor. We're still fighting to try to get the new guy. It's not fair because we don't have the new guy. They've had the new guy. They've had the guy forever, and we're just now trying to get him. So it's not fair. So maybe not quite as whiny as I made it out, but there will be those comments because there's been those comments in the past. So I think they try to avoid doing that. So I have a feeling that the final the piece of the Wreckers combiner is going to be paired with Scylla. So fair point. They did do that. So they tried to avoid it, but clearly they don't always avoid it. Yeah. Who'd be Wreckers material as Warpath? Well, actually, Guzzle. Guzzle is the who would be the tank for the Wreckers. I'm gonna say heck with it. Use Ultra Magnus. They're tricking us. It's actually going to be Ultra Magnus, Springer, Cup, RC, and the Sandstorm. They're going to be the combiner. That'd be a crazy looking, colorful combiner. Oh. Yeah. So there's a shot of these guys again. Not a whole lot coming in lately, guys, because I'm having to cut back because I've come to the point where I just have too much stuff, and I don't know when, but I'll probably be putting out a video addressing the topic. But I did get something in. I got in the Transformers, the movie Autobot Hot Rod. This is the G1 Hot Rod, but in the cartoon colors. Nice looking box. And nice looking bot. There he is. I was very surprised because I didn't realize it at the time, but he's got rubber wheels and he's got the die-cast feet. And matches my OG G1 Hot Rod, who also has the rubber wheels, which are unfortunately quite dry rotted, but I also have the die-cast feet. Apparently, a lot of hot rods they switched to like plastic feet, but I guess I must have got an early one or something. I was a kid; I didn't know what I was doing, but he's got the die-cast feet there, so they actually have matching die-cast feet, so that's cool. That's all that I've gotten in lately. And yeah, so pretty short toy show off segment of the show. Blame your youth. I don't just blame my youth. I blame your youth and everybody else's youth. Get off my lawn, you stupid kids. Oh, dag nabbit. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, so I've got to go through. Problem is, you can kind of see behind me. I've got the mess, because these are all the new bots that I showed off last week, and they've only made it that far because there's not really a place to go. I've basically been dismantling my shelves, taking the bots down because I haven't rearranged my display, the bots on display, for years and years. So all the new bots I get basically just end up going into storage, and it's like, what's the point of getting all these cool figures only just to put them in storage? I should be figuring out a way to actually enjoy them, or not get them. So I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of cut down my collection and focus my collection. I'm pretty sure I've talked about it before, but I'm actually taking steps towards it now. But I that's all I'm going to say on it for now, because I plan to do a video explaining the whole thing, and probably even some additional videos on that topic as I go through. So, and that is something I'm considering. Maybe not everything, but that's something I'm considering. How best to go about that? Because I need to do some more content. It's fun doing the Earth Wars stuff with you guys, but I enjoy the toys too, and I want to talk about the toys. And I don't know. I just never really got into doing the reviews. Reviews take time to do, and everybody does reviews, and so many other people are always watching reviews. Anytime I put out a review, it never really performs well. So I don't know. I'll figure something out. But I'm kind of what I'm thinking of is if it comes that like said I wouldn't talk about it, but all right. So basically, I'm going to be probably cutting down like to only a hand. Like I don't need 30 Optimus Primes. But so maybe it'll come down to, okay, I've got 2 Optimus Primes to choose from, so I could do something like a video. So okay, so I've got these 2 hot rods. I don't have room for 2 of them. These are not. There's exceptions too. But so it'd be something like, hey, I've got these 2 hot rods, and I can only keep one of them. So let's take a look at them. So this one's got this, and this, talk about what I like about him. I could talk about what I like about him. And then say, okay, and so what I'm going to do is, okay, so I've got to make a decision. So which one am I going to keep? I'm going to keep this one because whatever. And as nice and pretty as this guy, I'm not getting rid of them. These guys are staying because anyway, as cool as this one and nice as this one looks and as dirty as this one's got sentimental value. Because this was the toy I had as a kid. He's dirty and he's nasty and he's scraped up and he's broken, but he was loved. This was love. He's just new. He's a young whippersnapper. He's basically Cup now, and this is Hot Rod. So, but that's kind of like what I was thinking of doing. So something along those lines. Basically do comparison videos between a couple of different figures, and and see about which one I'm going to keep, and which one I'm going to get rid of. And some I'm going to sell, some I may give away. Not sure exactly what that whole thing is. I am working on it, laying out definitions, rules for myself. Well, more like guidelines than actual rules. Thank you, Barbosa. But yeah. So once I get that more figured out, then like I said, I'm gonna throw a video together, kind of explain the whole philosophy and what I'm going to be doing, and talk about all that stuff. So. And you'll be excited to know that Combiner Wars figures are probably going to be some of the ones that are going to be going. I have to think about it because, as you can see, this Brawn here, is this a Brawn that I would actually keep to have on my shelf? I don't know. But I have to consider what I am doing here for Earth Wars. That they do come out with new bots. They do tend to be based on mainline toys, and some of them. So even though it may be an older Combiner Wars figure, or it might be an older Power of the Primes figure, or something like that, even if I wouldn't keep it anyway, I might have to consider, well, it might still show up as for Earth Wars. But then again, there's been plenty of bots that they've put out that I don't have a figure of, and it's fine. The old hot rod should tell the new hot rod not to get in Prime's way. Oh man. Yep. Got Legacy Needle Nose day after order, and he's a great figure. Yeah, he is. He really is a great figure. I had heard some things where some people weren't liking Needle Nose for some reason. I think he's fantastic. I mean, I definitely have the nostalgia. I think I showed him last stream, where he's still right here. Where he and I compared him. I still have his G1 figure, and the jet mode is practically identical. Even the bot mode is practically identical. The legacy figure is it's just a little bit bigger, and it's updated engineering, so he has articulation. But this, they nailed this. This is exactly what Needle Nose is supposed to look like based on that G1 figure. So yeah, member stuff will definitely come into play if there's going to be any kind of giveaways. There will definitely be some member benefits. Like I said, I haven't worked out any of that. I'm still trying to figure out I'm still trying to figure out the guidelines for the collection, and then I'll figure out how exactly I'm going to be reducing the number. Yeah. But stay tuned. If you're a member, stay a member. If you're not a member, be a member. Hit the join button. It's down there. So, yep. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week. I'm out of things to say, and I'm tired of seeing Waza post about Groundhog Day. So, yeah, I think it's good. That's all I have to say about that. I'm Engineer Always. Keep all my friends, and we'll see you next time.